We made all of this today. Lots of great freezer prep stuff. Lots of great just food that you want to eat, right? Yes, everything on this table is keto, but yes, everything on this table you could feed to anyone and they will love. That is what I really, really try hard to do. Hey y'all, hey, Erica with Time to Shrink. Welcome back to another meal prep, y'all. We have a lot to get done today, so let me take you and show you what we're doing. I got a new air fryer, y'all, that's actually brand new to the market. It just came out on Amazon, and it is going to be 40% off starting August 15th. So I've been trying out so many recipes. So most of what we're doing today revolves around the air fryer. We're going to make some hard-boiled eggs in the air fryer, some broccoli cheese tots, never made those before, buffalo cauliflower bites, never made those before, egg cups, spinach and goat cheese. You know we've made those before, but never in the air fryer. I was going to do a taco pasta salad, but I think we're going to turn that into a skillet taco hamburger helper. So that will be on the skillet. We're nixing the cheesecake because I'm out of some ingredients. We're going to make some more blue cheese dressing because the blue cheese dressing from Culinary Lion, oh my gosh, y'all, so good. And then I've just got some other small little slicing and dicing to do. And then what's not on here is I found a great deal on chicken, y'all. So here's all the stuff set out for everything we're making. And then over here, I got chicken for $1.70 a pound. So I've already like cleaned it and sliced it how I want it. These three we're going to marinate. There's 8 pieces in each, 8 fillets. I like to make my fillets pretty thin so they grill really easily. Then this one is chicken tenders. I think we're going to wrap these with bacon and do them in the air fryer one day this week. Or I could even wrap them in bacon and put them back in the freezer. And then when we're ready, they'll be ready for us. And then this is just some chicken nuggets. I think I'm just going to freeze them like this. I don't feel like doing anything with those today, but it was a great deal. And then, like I said, we're going to hard boil some eggs. We already did them 270 degrees for 15 minutes. So these have been sitting in the ice bath for about 5-10 minutes. So let's start with this and see what they look like. Let's take them over, y'all. All right, before we do anything else, y'all, I've got to put my apron on, but look at this cute shirt. My daughter designed a bunch of shirts for us, and I just thought they would be really fun for like Jason and I to wear, mainly me, around the house or whatever. But a few of y'all have picked up on them and asked about it. And I found out that apparently you can link a Teespring store to your YouTube account. So we're looking into that because I've had a handful of people asking about the shirt, and they are really, really cute. But just for size reference, I normally wear a medium. This is a large. It's shrank a good bit, so I'm glad I got the large. But if you're interested, we'll link those in the Teespring account store once we figure out exactly how to link that. I'm not super tech savvy, but I'll get my family on it. So don't feel like I'm asking you to buy a t-shirt by any means. I really had her design these for me. But if you're interested, they've got some cute ones. There's some Time to Shrink ones. There's some hey y'all hey ones. There's some cute like slouchy sweatshirts, like just some different stuff. My daughter had fun designing. So we're going to put our apron on because that's how you know we mean business, right? All right, I'm super curious about these eggs, y'all. So I'm going to take this out of the egg bath. See how I love to do my eggs in the Instant Pot. They peel so well straight out of the Instant Pot. This one is not peeling well so far. The shell is sticking horribly. Look how these eggs are like a disaster. They were not easy to peel. I got one almost perfect, but these were not easy to peel, y'all. Not at all. But I'm just going to make egg salad out of them, so let me show you. I just put it in this little egg slicer. I got this for Christmas, and I love it. Then you pick it up and push it the other way and put it in your bowl. So they're all nice and sliced. So we're going to do that. These are actually a little under for egg salad probably, but it'll work. See how the yellows are still not completely set? That's perfect eating egg though, just for hard-boiled eggs. But I feel like egg salad, and I think it'll work. Okay, so these eggs that we made earlier, I just kind of set to the side. I'm going to do just like a quick egg salad. So I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of dill pickle relish. And that's 1.5. That's 3. So probably 4. We like it with the dill pickle a lot, quite a bit. All right, 1.5 tablespoons of mustard. Just going to do a sprinkling of some Himalayan sea salt and some cracked black pepper. You could make your egg salad flavored up any way you want, but we kind of tend to like egg salad pretty plain. So it's mustard, mayo, and sometimes I'll add just a little bit of vinegar. I think that really is like a great touch. So I love this. It's not Duke's. Duke's is always going to be my favorite mayonnaise. But as far as a clean mayonnaise, I like this Thrive Market coconut oil. If y'all haven't tried out Thrive Market yet, you totally should. I think I have a code for it. I don't know. I will look. I think I have a code to get you something off if you're just starting with it. But the prices on so many of the specialty items that I like to buy are way, way lower than like just Amazon or things like that. So as much as I am an Amazon girl, I have found that I really like Thrive Market. And I've also found that I think I used enough for double the amount of eggs that I have here, y'all. Okay, this is why I build my dressing first. Because this is like soupy egg salad now. I think I put way too much mayonnaise. So I think I'm going to have to make more eggs to add to this. Oh well, such is life. I've made egg salad 5 million times. I don't know why that's happened. So I'm going to set this to the side. It's fine. The taste is right on point. I just feel like it needs a few more eggs. So no problem. I'll do that later. I'm just going to put a top on it, put it in the fridge, and I'll add a few more eggs to it later. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is get this chicken marinated. I have a bunch of marinades for chicken in my recipe book, y'all. It's always linked down below. It's My Southern Keto Kitchen, and it is only $12. So it's always in the link below. I have a ton of marinades for chicken and pork in there. But I don't know that we're going to do any of the exact ones from the cookbook today or not. So, first thing I do, usually before you put stuff in the Ziploc bags when you should do this step, but I did not. But I'm going to put 8 chicken so that we know how many is in here, and I'm going to rate Italian. So, we are going to make this one Italian. We are going to go in with a full 2 ounces of olive oil. You could use avocado oil here if you want, but I've got some avocado oil I need to use up. And then for the vinegar, I am going to use a red wine vinegar, and I am going to go in with 1 ounce of vinegar. And then we're going to go in with our seasonings. I'm going to use some Italian seasoning. I'm going to go in with a tablespoon of Italian seasoning. Jackson, would you get me some salt, please? Yeah. And then I'm going to do a tablespoon of garlic and herbs. Actually, I'm going to do half a tablespoon of garlic and herb seasoning. All of these seasonings sitting in front of me are from Fresh Jack's. That's pretty much what, except for the togarashi. Pretty much that's what my spice cabinet consists of because that's what I like. I'm going to go in with probably about a teaspoon of pink Himalayan sea salt. And then I'm going to do some fresh cracked pepper. Basically, I pick a fat, an oil, and I pick a vinegar. And then I pick seasonings, add all of that together. And I like to do it in a Ziploc bag like this because I can shut it and smush it all around, which is the first trick. Hold on. And when you're marinated chicken, like in a Pyrex or something in your refrigerator, you use a lot more oil and vinegar because you want to get your chicken covered, right? So you end up wasting a lot of spices. Plus, it takes a few hours, right? What I like to do is go ahead and do them in these Ziploc bags, get it all smushed around with my hands, and it's already starting to marinate. So I smush it so that everything in the bag is flat, and I freeze it flat like this. This does 2 things, y'all. 1, it ensures that every piece is covered in marinade. 2, while it's freezing, it's marinating. And then when you go to thaw it, it thaws super, super fast, like within an hour or so if your chicken is all flat. If you have it all bunched up in the bottom of the bag like this, not only will it take more space in your freezer, but it also will take like triple the time to thaw. So I highly, highly suggest this method. So 1 down, let's move on. All right, 2 ounces of your oil of choice going in. We are going to make this one a Jamaican Jerk. So I'm going to use apple cider vinegar, and I'm going to use 2 ounces of the vinegar this time because I want it to be more vinegary. And then same thing with the spices. Whatever spices you want. Jamaican Jerk is pretty spicy, so depending on how spicy your family likes it, you may want to cut down. I'm going to go in with a whole tablespoon. Not going to add salt or pepper to this. Just going to leave it as is. Same method. Write out what it is. Squishy squish. Flatten it out. This next one is going to be kind of like an Asian Thai type theme. Okay, so for my vinegar, I'm going to actually use a liquid aminos, which is more like a soy. And then we may do a little bit of vinegar too. I would totally do rice wine vinegar here. I'm just going to use some red wine vinegar. You could use some apple cider vinegar. Going in with 2 tablespoons of that. And togarashi. This is a Japanese spice. So we're really doing fusion. We're blending all kinds of stuff together right now, but it's all right. I'm going to do about 2 teaspoons of this stuff. This stuff is amazing. It's like a seasoned salt, but Japanese style, basically. It's delicious. And then I think
Hazel.
Did she just jump up again? Hazel. No, ma'am.
Hazel.
Goodness gracious. Y'all, I dropped a piece of bacon accidentally earlier, and now Hazel is like in a tizzy. She's jumping up on counters, like, what? Oh my gosh. Okay. The togarashi in here smells so good. I don't think I'm gonna put any of the Thai spice. I think I'm not. I think I'm just gonna add a little more togarashi. So we're gonna go with a tablespoon of togarashi. Togarashi, the only place I have found it is on Amazon. I will try and remember to link it down below. But it is salt, chili pepper, orange, black sesame, seaweed, white sesame, Japanese pepper, ginger. It is fragrant and delicious, and that is all we're going to use in this one. Okay, so what we're going to do here, y'all, is season chicken tenders. When I cut up my chicken, like the big pieces of chicken, I usually cut off the tenders, the tenderloins, because chicken these days, unless you get organic, they're like big boys. So, Jackson, come here.
Yeah.
I need help. Can you sprinkle a little more? So, any kind of flavor you want. We're going to make bacon wrapped chicken fingers that can go in the air fryer.
Tell me one.
Keep going. Okay, that's good. We're going to make bacon wrapped chicken tenders that can go in the air fryer. So, I don't need them as a meal this week, but like I said, I got that chicken for such a good deal. So, basically, I'm just going to wrap bacon around the chicken the best that I can. I usually like to wrap it in a way that it fully covers the chicken, but I don't think I have enough bacon left because I already cooked most of my bacon. So we're just going to do our best. Then we're going to flash freeze them like this. And then when we're ready to cook them, we can literally just cook it straight from frozen in the air fryer. It works really well that way. I've made this before. The bacon firms up really well. Use whatever seasonings you like. And I don't really use a lot of salt because the bacon is salty and the bacon is going around the chicken. So we're just kind of wrapping the chicken, and then we're going to put it on a parchment lined baking sheet. Usually I would use 2 pieces of bacon per chicken so it's fully covered, but we're going to try and make it stretch today. Either way, it will be delicious. It's just not quite as aesthetically pleasing or pretty if the chicken is showing through the bacon. Does that make any sense? So here is what our bacon looks like. It looks really good. We're going to freeze it, flash freeze it. But what I mean when I say flash freeze is put it in the freezer like this. Once it's fully frozen, then I put them into a Ziploc bag for easier storage. And once they're frozen individually, they won't stick to each other. So that's why we flash freeze things. Okay, Jackson, go put that in the freezer for me. And I'm going to clean up. Okay, y'all, we are going to make some taco hamburger helper. We already made the taco meat. I used to love hamburger helper as a kid, and hamburger helper is full of so much processed junk. So what we're going to do is get 1 whole stick of cream cheese melted, and I'm just using the Philadelphia. Y'all, whoever came up with this packaging, it's so hard to open. I don't understand. So we're just going to let this cream cheese kind of melt down. If you want to pop it in the microwave for 20 seconds, it'll speed it along, but we'll get there. Okay, so we've got our cream cheese. I've got it on like a pretty much medium low. I'm going to go in with some sour cream, half of a cup of sour cream. We're going to start mixing this all together. I'm going to go in with 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. At this point, you could add some green chilies if you wanted. I'm going to add a little bit more of, this is my Smoky Southwest seasoning. It's my absolute favorite Southwest seasoning. Okay, and then this is one of my other favorite secret weapons. Instead of using green peppers, Chipotle pepper adds so much flavor to things, so much. And if you get a can of Chipotle peppers, not only are they not cut up, but there's no way to shut it. This is my favorite brand because it comes with a screw top. So you just take the amount that you want. I'm gonna go with 2 tablespoons. Chipotle peppers are not super spicy, but they have a ton of flavor. A ton of flavor. So basically we're creating a sauce. This sauce right here, as is, would make a freaking delicious dip. Oh my gosh. You could build like a layered salad and this could be the top layer, you know, like a 7-layer salad type thing. Oh, that would be so good. But we are going to build this into our taco hamburger helper. So now that we have this all mixed well together, we're going to start adding in a few other things. Okay, I'm just going to thin this out a little bit. You probably could use almond milk if you wanted. I'm just using a little bit of heavy cream. This is going to be real heavy on the fat, this dinner, but heavy on the dairy, heavy on the cheese, you know. But this is the only meal that we're making this week that even has cheese in it, I believe. So, you know, a lot of my casseroles are very high calorie. Okay, so I feel like this is perfect. So I've got 2 pounds of taco meat, 1 package of low carb noodles. If you're eating this for your family and you don't care about carbs, just use regular elbow noodles, y'all. But this is 2 pounds of taco meat to 1 package of noodles. These are low carb noodles. I will link them down below. I get them on Nutrition. I think it's called Great Low Carb Baking Company. So start getting this mixed in. And then if you are a cilantro person, which we are, I would totally recommend adding cilantro. We're going to do that here in just a second. We're also going to throw in some bacon because what is not better with bacon, y'all? Okay, going in with some chopped up cilantro. Another thing you could put in here is some cauliflower, or you could do onions and peppers. My kids don't love chopped up onions, so, well, my youngest does not, although who knows if he'll eat this or not. He's so picky. Okay, going in, that's about 6 pieces of bacon, I believe. And we're just going to get this all stirred together. And you could stop here, put it in a container in the fridge, and then just reheat it as you want to eat. It reheats really well. Or if you're going to serve this for dinner tonight, you could put this in a Pyrex and then top it with cheese and serve it hot, straight out of the oven that way. Or you could, to reheat this, see this little Dutch oven like thing? This is for the air fryer. You could reheat this in your air fryer and not turn your oven on if you don't like to use the microwave. Just fill this full and do it in the air fryer on the bake setting, and ta-da, you've heated it up without a microwave or an oven in the hot summer. So I really do love my air fryer accessories. That's actually probably how I might heat it up for dinner if they're not just doing it one by one in the microwave. But I totally would suggest topping this with a little bit of cheese. Okay, we made Culinary Lion. Frank is a keto chef, like a legit chef. He's freaking amazing. But we made his blue cheese dressing a couple of weeks ago. I made it on the channel, and we are now obsessed with it. I can't even tell you how amazing it is. So we're going to make it again. The first time I just mixed it by hand, but his recipe actually calls to put all the ingredients in a wide mouth mason jar and then to pulse it. So that's what we're going to do today. So this is all of our blue cheese going in. It's supposed to be, all right. As always, when I make somebody else's recipe, I never give y'all the exact ingredients because I don't feel like that's fair. I would like you to go give his page a visit so that he gets the credit for it. But I will tell you what the actual ingredients are. So there's mayonnaise, there's sour cream, there's apple cider vinegar, there's heavy cream, and there's blue cheese. So what we're going to do is take our immersion blender and try and get it down a little ways before you turn it on so you don't splash yourself like I did.
That's why we're learning it.
Oh, oops. I guess that wasn't twisted on all the way. Now, y'all, I kind of like my dressing to be pretty chunky with the blue cheese, but if you like super smooth, you could pulse away. We're just going to pulse enough to kind of combine it. Oh, also, I was going to taste that taco pie. No.
Hamburger helper.
Yeah, we were going to try that taco hamburger helper for y'all. So let me finish this up and then we'll taste that real quick. All right, I'm having Jack taste this with me. We've made this somewhat before, but this time we went Chipotle instead of green chili. It's so good. Oh my gosh.
I quite like it.
Do you like it better than the green chili version or just different?
No, I think it just hits a different point.
Yeah, agreed.
You know?
All right, we're going to try and make some broccoli tots. Never made these before, but I thought it was something fun to try in the air fryer. So I have completely thawed 1 package of chopped broccoli just to save myself some steps. I'm going to put it in a towel. I don't know if there's enough liquid to wring out or not, but if there is, I would like it to be not there. So yeah, there is. So we're just going to wring out as much as we can of the excess liquid. When you're trying to make tater tots or patties, you do not want the liquid. So whenever I'm working with frozen spinach or frozen broccoli or frozen cauliflower, and it's for something I want it to stick together, I always do this. And I just wring it back and forth, just like this, until I get as much out as I can. And you want it to be completely thawed or you're not going to be able to get all of the liquid out. So just get some aggression out. I just do it as tight as I can, y'all. Oh, back and forth. So we got, I don't know how much, but it's a lovely green goo color. Dump that out, and I'm going to put the broccoli straight from my clean hand towel into here. Truthfully, I think I'm going to chop it up a little bit finer. So let me get my knife. Okay, I've never made these, nor do I have a recipe, but we're just going to go with it. We've got about 1/4 cup of finely diced onion and really chopped up broccoli, going in with 1/4 cup of my keto crumbs. My exact recipe for keto crumbs are in my cookbook. Also going to use 1/2 scoop of unflavored protein powder. I'm just thinking that that will help beef up the consistency. Going in with 1 egg. And whatever seasoning you want, we're going to go in with a little bit of garlic and herb, probably 1/2 tablespoon. And then we're going to also add some salt and pepper to this. And I had way more onions than I needed, but that's fine. I just went ahead and chopped the whole onion. And I'll put it in a Ziploc, put them in the freezer, and then we'll have chopped onion next time we want chopped onion. Okay, we're just going to play with this until we get a consistency that we want, y'all. We want to get it to where it's going to form into balls, basically. We are not there. We're not even close. So I'm going to go in with 1 more 1/4 cup of my keto crumbs. Basically, you want it to be able to hold together when you form it into a ball. I have done this with cauliflower many a times. I've never done it with broccoli. Jackson, I need a white shallot, one of my white bowls. Okay, so see here, this is formed into what looks like a tater tot. And then I'm just going to dip it in this just to get it kind of covered. If you want, you could dip this entire thing in eggs and then in the keto crumbs again. Just, you know, whatever. And you could totally freeze it at this point flash freeze it on parchment paper. Once they're frozen, put them in a baggie, cook them when you want to. We're going to go ahead and cook them today to see how they turn out. So I'm literally just making a ball and then elongating it to make it look like a big tater tot. You can make them whatever size you want to make them. And then we're just going to put them on this plate. I think in an ideal world, if you freeze them, even for like 10 or 20 minutes before you put them in your air fryer, they're probably going to hold together better. You know what's not in here that I think would help it hold together that I meant to put in here, so we're starting over, is cheese. So, Jackson, my hands are dirty. Can you just give me like a big scoop, like 1/2 cup worth of cheese? Like a big handful. Not a big handful, like a regular handful. The cheese is going to help it hold together while it's cooking. Forgot that part, y'all. It was already holding together, but I think the cheese is going to make a big difference in the long run. Okay, so back to making a little ball. And the finer you chop it, the better it's going to stay together too. So I probably could have done a little bit of a better job of chopping my broccoli super finely, but I'm just kind of over meal prep today that I want to get this done. So you can leave them as balls. You could form them into patties like this. I just like the idea of the tater tot size. Okay, what I'm going to do, I've got these tots, these broccoli tots. I'm going to put them in the freezer while I make my next dish, and then I will throw them in the air fryer. That'll just kind of give them a little bit of time to firm up, and I think it'll end up with a better product in the long run. So let me do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, so I had this idea to do kind of like a buffalo cauliflower. Like, I've made it before and baked it, but I thought we'd try it in the air fryer. So I've got a bunch of little tiny florets of cauliflower that I cut up. I'm going to add in some spicy all-purpose seasoning from Fresh Jack's since we're going for the buffalo flavor. You also could do ranch and make this like a buffalo ranch style, but I just thought of that. So anyways, so first I'm going to shut this cauliflower in here and just kind of shake my spice around. This cauliflower is not cold. It wasn't frozen. It was from a head of cauliflower that I just cut myself. Okay, so I'm trying to do this the lazy way because I'm tired, y'all. Normally I would dip this in butter and hot sauce, which is what I have right here. I have 3 tablespoons of butter and then probably half a cup of hot sauce. So normally I would dip it in this, and then I would dip it individually in breadcrumbs, or my keto crumbs is what I use. But we're going to try and do like the shaky shake method and just see how it turns out. So we're going to put about half of this in here. I'm not sure how much we'll need. And I'm just trying to get these all really coated, but not overly so. So let's see. I think that's plenty. I don't know. We want to make sure it sticks. We're just going to use it all. We made it. So we've got our breadcrumbs. You could use regular breadcrumbs if you're not keto or low carb. Or my keto crumbs are always in my recipes in my cookbook, which is linked down below. But I'm just going to drop some of this cauliflower, well, all of it, into the breadcrumb mixture. This is all the breadcrumb mixture I have left because I had used it for the broccoli tots, and I don't want to make more, so we're just going to go with what we have. I think this should be plenty. And then we're just going to do the same thing, tossy toss. Make it super, super easy. I think it's going to be super yum. Oh yeah, that worked out. That looks good. Okay, now we're going to put this in the air fryer. We're going to put it in 2 separate air fryers because you don't want to overcrowd your pan. And since I have the 2 air fryers that I'm working on comparing, this is going to go into the air fryers. Let's clean this up and put it in the air fryers, y'all. We've got our cauliflower all shaken up, and we have our 2 air fryers. This is my old air fryer. This one over here is a new one that I'm reviewing, and I'm going to have a 40% off in the description for you. If you need an air fryer, 40% off is a lot, y'all. So anyways, we're going to use both of them so that we don't have to do it in as many steps. Let's throw this in here. I don't want to overcrowd the pan, so I'm just kind of throwing them in there, but I don't want to overcrowd the pan. So we're just going to spread them out in one even layer. I'm hoping that I can just do this in 2. It's okay if they're touching, but you don't want to put them on top of each other that much. I have a feeling this is one that we're going to have to kind of shaky shake, but I think we're going to be able to get all of these in one layer. Okay, so going in, we're going to do air fry. I had 2 pounds of sausage, so we cooked up 1 pound like this. Part of it's going to go in our egg bites, and part of it can just be added to scrambled eggs or whatever in the morning. And then the other one, I decided to make some patties, some breakfast patties with, that people could have breakfast sandwiches. And I used this Fresh Jack's Rosy Cheeks. It's really like a barbecue spice, but it is so, so, so good. This one or Sunrise Cowgirl, either of those on these would be so great. So we're just going to fry these up, and then we'll have sausage ready during the week. All right, I made these cauliflower bites. They're buffalo cauliflower bites. This was the Go Wise. This was the Let Home. Same amount of time. These are definitely a little more brown. So try one of each. And this is my blue cheese dressing that I made for you to dip it in. Pretty good. This was super easy too. Remember, I just shook it up.
These are a little crispier, I guess, but they pretty much taste the same.
Yeah, they pretty much taste the same.
Very good. Those are delicious.
These are so good. These are freaking fabulous. I'm going to put them to the side so everybody can be eating on them while we keep going on with meal prep. Next thing is these broccoli tots. I took them out of the freezer. So they were in the freezer, I don't know, probably half an hour while we did all that other stuff. So now we're going to put these into the air fryer. I'm going to do the same thing, 400 degrees. We're going to check them in 10 minutes and see where we go. Remember, just one layer. The next thing we're going to do is make egg bites. And I was going to do roasted mushrooms in the air fryer. Not roasted, whatever, air fried mushrooms. But these are such perfect stuffing mushrooms. I think part of what we use in the egg bites, we will also use to stuff these mushrooms. So what I'm going to do is I have a log of goat cheese and I have a stick of cream cheese. So I'm getting those mixed together really well. I'm going to add about 1/4 of a cup of Parmesan cheese. And I'm probably going to put a little Parmesan cheese on top as well. The herb of the day, it seems like we've been using this garlic herb a lot. It's really, really good. It's from Fresh Jacks. It says it's for veggies, pasta, potatoes, garlic bread, sauces, and dips. I think it'll go really well in this. So we're just going to shake some in here. If I had some of my roasted garlic, I would put some of that in here, but I'm completely out. Next ingredient going in is spinach. Same thing I did with the broccoli. I wrung it out and wrung it out and wrung it out until it was like this teeny tiny ball and had no extra liquid in it. So we're going to add that in. The sausage that I showed you that we cooked earlier, Jack actually did this sausage for me. We're going to put probably half of this in here and get this all stirred up. And this is what we're going to use to stuff our mushrooms, and we're going to use this mixture in our egg cups. I'm going to try egg cups in the air fryer. I've never done that before, but like I said, we are not turning this oven on, y'all. It's not happening. If you had artichokes, you could totally put some artichokes in here and make this almost like a spinach artichoke dip. But I had goat cheese that I really needed to use, and goat cheese and spinach and eggs are like a dream. I ended up adding about another 2 teaspoons of this garlic and herb, and then I forgot salt and pepper. So adding salt and pepper, another 1/4 cup of this. So I used about a half of a cup of Parmesan cheese in here. So we've got 8 ounces of cream cheese, 8 ounces of goat cheese, half a cup of Parmesan cheese, half a pound of sausage, and then seasoning to taste. That is the recipe for this. This, as is, will make an amazing dip. And then I also wanted to say, almost everything we're making today would freeze really, really well. You could freeze that casserole. You could freeze the chicken marinades, which we did. You can freeze the bacon chicken, which we did. You could freeze that cauliflower. After you shake it, if you spread it out on parchment and then put it in the freezer and flash froze it and then put it in a bag, then you could cook it from frozen to be a side for dinner. You'd like have it all ready. I do not recommend making it ahead and putting it in meal prep containers because it's going to get soggy. So it's more of a cook and eat type thing, but you could totally prep and freeze before you cooked it. So I just did it on air fryer. It took about 15 minutes to get the crispiness that I liked. And the broccoli tots, same thing. Freeze them before you cook them. Flash freeze them, put them in a bag. When you're ready to have them as a side, they're there. We added a little bit of protein to them with the protein powder, and it's a way to sneak veggies into kids because they look like little tater tots. So all of those would freeze well. Spinach dip, this doesn't freeze amazing. So this is probably the only thing that we're making that I don't think freezes super well, but it is something that reheats well. So this with egg bites reheats really well, great for just a meal prep. Same with stuffed mushrooms. They reheat really, really well. You can just pop them in your air fryer for just like 3 or 4 minutes and they will get right back to the consistency that you want them to be at. So they are a great just meal prep, as well as the egg salad that we made, a great meal prep. So I'm going to work on the egg cups first, and then we will stuff our mushrooms. You totally could just stuff your mushrooms and not cook them at all. Just put them in an airtight container, and the day you want to eat them, heat them up from scratch, so you're not heating them and then reheating them. So that would totally work too. All the work is just making this, cooking your sausage, wringing the shrimp, blending everything together, the spinach, blending everything together. That's where all the work is, right? So you don't really need to cook them on meal prep day unless you're going to eat them. But you can. It's, you know, I was just wanting you to know that they do reheat really, really well. So a little bit of salt and pepper, 8 eggs, and 1/4 cup of heavy cream. If you don't want to add the heavy cream, you don't want to add the fat, you could just add 1/4 cup of water. It just helps make them a little fluffier, a little aerated. I love, love, love this whisk, especially for eggs. You just push up and down and it does all the work. I love it. I love that. Another thing you could do is put this egg in a blender and blend it. You really do want to try and get it aerated because it makes for a much fluffier egg muffin. Now, I've never made egg muffins anywhere but the oven. We're going to try them in the air fryer today. So, I've never done this. We're doing a lot of things in the air fryer over the last couple days that I've never done. But I think it'll work. So I think what I'm going to do, put a little bit of my sausage mixture kind of in the muffin and then pour the egg in. I think that's going to be the easiest route with these little guys. So I'm going to do some in this. This is an accessory that you can buy and you can make muffins in it. I'm making eggs in it. Anyways, you're just filling a little portion of that, and then we're going to pour eggs in it. It's very flimsy. I think what I'm going to do is take it over to my air fryer, set it in there, and then pour the eggs in. Okay, so I just set this into the bottom of my air fryer, and I'm going to try, I feel like this might be too big. I might need to put it in something smaller to pour. So I'm going to fill them about 3/4 way up because I'm not sure. I don't want it to overflow in here. And then we could put a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top if we wanted to. Okay, so success there. Okay, so I'm just filling each of these little individual muffin cups. I think these would work the same way. These are just little silicone muffin cups. I'm not sure how much egg I have left. We may need to make some more egg. Same thing. I'm a little more worried about this one because they're not quite as stable. So same thing, I'm kind of going 3/4 of the way up. I'm a little worried about these not making a huge mess, but we shall see, y'all. We shall see. Good, we got quite a bit out of this. Usually I mix my eggs in with this stuff, but I just decided to try it this way today. One thing, y'all, you do not want your air fryer pushed back against the wall. Like, I just realized my other one I didn't pull out. You kind of want to pull it away from the wall because the vent is in the back. Okay, we're going to use the bake button on this one. Bake, start. I'm going to go back to the 15 and we'll check it at 10. All right, mushroom stuffing, there's not really much to it, right? You're just filling the little hole. I kind of make like a big, high stuffing, like stuff it as full as I can. And this is an amazing party food, but it's also because you think of it, or because I think of it as a party food, when I make it on just like a regular day, like it feels decadent and special, but it's super, super easy. So again, easy meal prep, and then you feel like you're excited to eat it, you know, because it seems like a special thing. But I mean, how hard is it to put some kind of stuffing in here? I have a bunch of recipes in my cookbook I have a buffalo dip, I have a spinach dip. There's a handful of recipes that would be great for stuffing mushrooms. That's one of the things that I tried to do with my cookbook and that I'm really happy with, is that I made a lot of things that could be served in a bunch of different ways, like as a dip, as a casserole, as a stuffing. Like, so it's very versatile. There's over 50 recipes as is, but so many of them can be made in different ways. So I need to go check on my eggs, y'all. But I mean, how easy is that? Here are our eggs. They look really, really good. These came together so easily. You could batch these, flash freeze them. I know that's like the word of the day, but we're making so many things that it would be great in the freezer. And then put them in Ziplocs or airtight containers. And in the morning when you or your husband or your kids want a quick breakfast, they can just pop it in the microwave and off they go. So one of the very favorite things that we make is egg cups. We've never made them in this. We made all of this today. Lots of great freezer prep stuff. Lots of great just food that you want to eat, right? Yes, everything on this table is keto, but yes, everything on this table you could feed to anyone and they will love. That is what I really, really try hard to do. All right. Bye, y'all. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me. I hope you got some ideas or some motivation. Be blessed. I will see you soon.